Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale today. Super excited to be joining you guys. I am here with Tin2. Tin2, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing good. Nice to be here, Ash.
It's nice to have you on, man. It's been, I can't believe, like, I'm almost embarrassed that I've never had you on the channel before. So I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on today and sharing this really interesting, not this one, actually not this one. Sorry about this. All right, here it is. It's the Spell Cycle deck that you 12-0'd and posted it on Twitter, and I was like, oh my god, how do you play this deck? And you're even going to try this deck in the 20-win challenge. So before we get into this deck, I'm gonna play against you. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. But before we get into all of that, tell us a little bit about yourself as a player. I know that your tribe's one of their top pros. Tell us a little bit about maybe Tribe and your experience as a competitive player, how you kind of got into Clash Royale.
So I started getting into Clash Royale because of Clash of Clans. So I got the game when it first came out. And like at the start, I felt like I was doing pretty good at the game, so I wanted to get competitive. So I joined Reddit Alpha for a really long time, and I did pretty well throughout. I won one of the Clash Royale North American Open coronation days last year,
Nice.
And that was like one of my first like money cash tournaments, and that was really exciting. So when CCGS came, I was really excited for that. And as for Tribe, I'm really happy to be a part of Tribe. Like everyone's there's great. Pat's a great guy, great owner. And I'm just like I really like my team with like Ox and J Monty and everyone else. Yeah. It's just a really good experience.
Yeah, you guys seem to have great camaraderie, especially for such a new org. So definitely kudos to you guys over there at Tribe. So talk a little bit about what has your experience been at like live events now, like CCGS and stuff like that.
So I really love the live events. Like playing on stage is like really fun for me because it helps me focus when there's like more pressure. So I take the games more seriously. And it's also fun. Like I was there in Perez for the SWC, and playing in front of a crowd was pretty exciting.
So cool, man. Do you get nervous?
I feel like I don't really get nervous. I just get more focused.
Nice.
Which is helpful.
Good for you, because I don't know. Like I can host events in front of millions of viewers, totally fine. But as soon as I start playing, I'm just like a mess. I start shaking, and it's a disaster. So yeah, I definitely envy you for that. So what about this deck that you're going to be sharing today, Tin? It's an interesting spell cycle deck, but it's kind of like an old school deck that's been revived. Is that right?
Yeah, like back in the day, like when during the Goizen meta, me and Marcel in Reddit Alpha, we practiced with a lot of spell cycle. Like I won the coronation, North American coronation with a spell cycle deck, a spell cycle bar putt deck, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, man. So what made you pick it up again? Was it something about the meta that you said, oh, you know what, this might be successful again? Or, how did you come across it again, and what led you to the success?
Yeah, so recently there's been a lot of like decks with a combination of Ice Wizard and Tornado and Knight. So there's that Expo deck with Ice Wizard, Knight, and Tornado. There's the Hog deck with Ice Wizard, Tornado, and Ice Golem. So I felt like Ice Wizard and Tornado were a really strong defensive combo. So like when I looked at this deck, I was like, this is probably viable because of like the strong defense, and like the cheap defense could probably allow me to spell cycle better.
Yeah, so obviously you picked it up. You've had tremendous success with it. Tell us, I guess, the basics with this deck. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You have 4 spells, right? 4, 3, or 4? 4, right?
4 spells, yeah.
You have 4 spells. It's a spell cycle deck. But obviously that can be, it sounds kind of gimmicky, spell cycle. But obviously there's a right way and a wrong way to play this deck. So why don't we start out, instead of starting out with like the offense and stuff like that, why don't we start out with how not to play this deck? Like what mistakes do you think that beginners picking up this deck should try to avoid?
Honestly, like this may sound like a little bit counterintuitive, but like I feel like a lot of people aren't as aggressive with spells, even if they're like able to defend. and so they don't get enough damage in early enough.
Okay.
And like eventually they start taking too much damage, and it like spirals out of control. So like with me, I'm a little bit aggressive with my rockets if I'm pretty sure I can defend with like the cards I have in my hand.
Okay, and you only have 4 defensive cards. You have Knight, Skeleton, Ice Wizard, and Ice Spirit. So
Yeah, and Tornado, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, just as far as like troop cards go, so what would be an example of good value for you? Like, it seems like you rocket princesses in this deck. So is it basically anything 3 elixir that you can kill that you'll take that damage on if you have the elixir advantage or the defensive cards?
Honestly, it depends on the deck I'm facing against. So basically, if I were to go against B, they don't have anything to build up a strong push. So I could rocket a princess. I could just rocket the tower by itself, and I could still defend pretty like easily with like log and tornado. Versus like a more like heavier beatdown deck, I wouldn't want to waste elixir on a rocket front on nothing. So I try to get some value out of it.
Okay,
So it really depends on the archetype you're up against.
what about like a beatdown archetype? How would you handle like a golem deck? It seems like you don't have. I mean, you do have obviously tornado, which is amazing. But other than that, are you just like cycling your 4 defensive cards in tornado as fast as possible on the defensive end?
Basically, and I'd also use poison or rocket on defense. And versus beatdown, generally I try to spell cycle with poison more, just because of the bigger radius.
Okay.
So basically, I can clip more troops, like, or have the chance of clipping more troops.
Okay, do you mind playing me if I use a beatdown deck?
All right, sure.
Awesome. Just kind of demonstrate how to how to go against like a golem deck. Let me pick the first golem deck that I see in TV Royale here. Oh my gosh. All right, it's kind of a funky one, but I did say I'd take the first one I saw, so we'll go with this one. And we'll copy it there. And here we go. Yeah, so feel free to like kind of talk through what you're doing to me. Good luck. All right. This is be warned though, Tin. This is a weird deck. How did you get your name, by the way?
So my name actually, like when you said, it actually sounds like Tin2. So I just went with Tin2 as my name.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
It's spelled differently, but like that was just like the.
You don't have to share, but what is your name?
It's like THINHTU. So it's still, you still say Tin2, except it's not like. Oh, that is a funky one.
Right?
Hey, Chief Pat Rocket.
Oh, learn from the best, Tin. Learn from the best, man.
Of course, of course, of course. I can't be a tribe member without
it's
some
almost
miss
like a
rockets.
prerequisite, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you have.
See, so now I'm already back to poison, so I'll just poison the pump.
Oh yeah, but watch this. Bet you didn't expect this, man. Boom.
Actually, that's
rockets.
fine too. Because I'm back to rocket.
I get 1 elixir out of that. All right, so
But
now
that's
it's
still
my
an
time.
even trade for me because you spent 7 on that
That's true.
pump.
That is true. All right, so this is my chance to actually get something going against you, but
So I'll try to defend this. So I'll start with the Nice Wizard.
really interesting because, like, even from my perspective, knowing which deck you have.
And I'm back to poison, so I'll just poison the Night Witch. And I'll log that.
Oops.
I'll tornado this back.
I forgot you had log too. Just not cool, man.
Exactly. And there goes the golem. I take a little bit of damage, but it's all good.
Yeah, if you were me, what would you have done differently there, or do I just not stand a chance?
Well, because you knew I have log, so I wouldn't have done the
And then
Night
maybe
Goblin Gang push if I were you.
value there.
Yeah, so just Ice Wizard Knight is a really solid defensive combo.
Yeah, right? Plus you have Tornado. You have Poison back already. This is awful.
Since it's a 2.9 deck, I have another Ice Wizard too, and I can just rocket this.
Ah! Yeah, this is so annoying. I can't even get to your tower.
You got a little bit of damage there, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And I'm back to Knight. I got another Ice Wizard.
Yep. No big deal. So you're I can't get anything going on here at all.
Basically. And now that I am pretty sure I'm in the Elixir lead, I can start rocketing.
Yep.
Because I have 2 Ice Wizards on defense, so like I'll be okay.
Sure. Oh man, yeah, it's already rip.
Yeah. I'll even do that, even though I know you have Goblin Gang.
Yeah.
And then I can even poison because I think it's over.
We'll see. My last stand. The problem is with your deck is that it cycles so fast and you have 4 spells, so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if there's no catching you out of rotation.
Yeah, because it's a 2.9 deck.
Yeah.
So
really annoying. Good game, man. All right.
Yeah, the defense is really solid with this.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and can we do like a play-by-play on your 12 win here?
All right.
I can't believe that you went 12-0 with this deck. Like, it just, I don't know. I mean, you're a really good player, obviously, but also the deck is just so, it feels like it shouldn't be a thing, you know, almost?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite archetypes behind Expo.
Yeah, it's awesome. Would you play this in a competitive match? Are you that confident in it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool, man. I like it.
I like to play the stranger decks in competitive because it seems to catch people off guard.
Yeah, I like that mentality too. All right, let's go ahead and play this on this 12 win here. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. So I would normally ask at this point, like, what's a good starting hand? But it seems like pretty much everything is because you can cycle so fast and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, basically. I tend to like to start with Ice Spirit just because I can do it at the bridge and they'll like usually respond. Mm-hmm. And then I can like start the game from there.
Okay.
But Ice Wizard is okay too.
So like your top 3 plays, I guess, would be like Ice Wizard, Ice Spirit, Ice Wizard, and like Knight or something?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. And against Hog.
I prefer Ice Spirit the most though, because like usually if I just throw out the bridge, they'll respond with like goblins or something.
Okay. So now that you see the Inferno Dragon, you know what deck he's playing, right? I assume.
Yeah, I know what deck he's playing.
So what's your strategy going to be in your mind here now that you know he has like Mega Knight and it's kind of annoying.
So versus this Hog deck, Knight can defend pretty well against Mega Knight. So I want to get back to Knight before I start doing a lot of damage.
Okay.
And so he played Bats there, so I took that chance to get -2, like a 2 elixir poison off.
Mm-hmm.
And here he gave me value, so I can just log and Tornado with a +1 trade.
Nice.
And I just use this Ice Spirit to cycle.
Okay, cool. So now you have like a good situation again.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking about using Rocket because I have Knight, Ice Wizard, and Skellies on defense. And he doesn't have Hog and Cycle, so I'm going to Rocket here.
Nice. So the Naked Rocket, basically when you know they don't have their win condition and cycle, or when you can get, or when you have like a huge elixir advantage.
Yeah, so that would be a -4 trade for me, which is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because now my Ice Wizard and Knight can defend this Mega Knight, and I can use Skeletons to distract the Inferno Dragon.
Yeah, nice use of the Skeletons there. And interesting that that was like a pro play to use the Ice Spirit to the right rather than on the Inferno Dragon. I think I probably would have used it on the Inferno Dragon there.
Yeah, so my defense is still okay, and I know we're like even in elixir, so pretty satisfied with that so far.
Yep, so you know he has Hog in hand, so you're just basically prepping for defense here?
So I'm going back to Tornado, and I'm back to Tornado again.
It seems like a lot of this deck is just cycling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't have Hog, and Mega Knight can't really break through my defense, so I rocket it. And I put Skeletons on this side to block the Inferno Dragon.
Nice.
And now I freeze both of them with the Ice Spirit.
Yeah, you have a lot of ice, a lot of freeze potential here.
Yeah.
All right,
and see, I saw a lot of this, so I rocketed it.
Wow. And that time,
that was not a cheap rocket, unfortunately, but...
All right,
so that was a +4 trade for me.
You got to be feeling pretty good at this point.
Yeah. So now I realize he's at 1,300, which is a poison, 2 rockets, and a log. So I poisoned the tower.
Okay. how do you choose between poison and rocket in a situation like that? It's just safer?
because I knew I'd need a poison and 2 rockets and a log. In that case, I felt like I still needed my rocket for defense more so than my poison, so I poisoned the tower.
Okay. Do you think
And after this next defense, I feel confident enough to be able to cycle the 2 rockets and take out the tower. So I do it.
Yeah, and you have such a fast cycle that it's pretty much game over right now because you can kind of...
Because log, skeleton, and ice spirit.
Yep. Wow, man. I can't believe this deck works. It's so crazy.
And I'm back to rocket.
And there it is, GG. And he's just
And
says,
yeah,
wow.
aim for the corner because the movement speed is like the shortest.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask that. So you aim for like the bottom right corner, closest to you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Do you want to do one more play-by-play before we let you go here?
Okay.
Cool. Let's go against Kenny. I'll pause at the beginning. Let me know when you're with me.
Okay, ready to go?
3, 2, 1, play. All right, so this is against a bridge spam deck. Do you find this? What's like the most difficult deck to go up against with this type of spell cycle deck?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet because I've been able to deal with most archetypes like pretty well so far.
Uh-huh.
So, but I feel like it would probably be a Golem or a Lava Hound.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say Golem, and I'd feel bad about it.
Yeah, well, you had a weird little Golem deck. It wasn't one of those
Yeah, that's true, but
typical
still.
meta ones.
All right, so here, talk us through like your strategy here. So you kind of know what deck he's playing. I assume either Three Musketeer or just a bridge spam deck at this point.
Yeah, but I'm not sure which one it is yet, and I haven't seen a pump. So I'm guessing it's not Three Musketeer.
Is this the type of
So
deck
I
that
see
you
the
wanna
E-Wiz, I poison the E-Wiz.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Is this the type of deck that you want to slow play, like at the beginning?
Yeah, I want to figure out what deck they have first, and then, like, depending on the archetype they have, I'll deal with it.
Okay.
So this is just simple in defending a P.E.K.K.A. And yeah, Knight is good too because it takes 3 P.E.K.K.A. swings, and with the Ice Wizard slow, Knight Ice Wizard's enough to take out the P.E.K.K.A.
Do you think that the Knight needs a nerf in your opinion?
Honestly, I feel like it's not overpowered, but there could be like a slight health nerf maybe because it's a pretty good defensive card, but it offers like no offensive value.
Yeah.
So I feel like, if anything, I feel like the Ice Golem has more like potential than the Knight because it has offensive value too.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but I think the community is like overwhelmingly, they hate the Knight for some reason. I don't know, people hate Knight. They want to see it.
Yeah.
All right, so here...
Good card, definitely.
Yeah, so now you definitely know what deck he's running, so now you feel confident in...
Yeah,
Rock.
and now it's double elixir, so...
Yeah.
I can...
In double elixir versus single elixir is... You know, I imagine you're going to be using Rocket much more kind of aggressively in double elixir.
Yeah, definitely. I even rocketed that tower like by itself.
Yeah.
So basically it's just -6.
Yeah, and your single elixir time, you're basically looking for value on rockets for the most part.
Yeah. Or if I'm ahead by a good amount of elixir.
All right, cool.
So counting is a pretty important aspect of playing this deck. Like more so than other decks.
Counting damage or counting cards or both?
Counting elixir.
Yeah.
Like to see, like if I was ahead by 4, I could comfortably use a rocket. And see, this double Ice Wizard defense is pretty hard to crack through.
Does the Ice Wizard like freeze ability stack? I don't think it does.
It doesn't.
Annoying. Yeah.
Yeah. And now I just keep rocketing him out because he can't break through.
So at this point, again, all you need is 2 rockets and a poison.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter... I imagine most of your matches go into overtime in this deck?
Generally, it goes into around like the first like 30 seconds of or a minute of overtime.
Okay.
Versus like tougher matchup, it'll take a little bit longer, but like eventually I can still like log cycle or like poison cycle him out. Yeah, so he's trying a lot of different things to try to break through the defense, but
clearly frustrated.
And that's also the good thing about this deck is that your opponent gets frustrated. And then they start doing a lot of moves that they don't think as clearly. and that's just good for you.
Yeah. What is the best way to beat this deck? Like, I don't want to give away all the secrets, but like when you lose, I imagine you have lost before with this deck. So like,
Actually, I haven't lost with it yet, so I'm not.
all right, forget it. I don't know. We don't
But
know.
I've only played 2 grand challenges, so I'm not.
So you're 24-0.
Yeah, but
Nice.
yeah.
All right. Well done, man. All right. So now at this point, it's just game over again.
Yeah, so I just give him the good game, rock and poison.
Yep. Wow, man. Well, I really love this deck, man. I can't wait to give it a try. I don't think I'll go 24-0 in grand challenges with it, but it's going to be fun to use anyway. Just want to thank you again for coming on and kind of running us through this deck and how to play it. Any final thoughts from you, Tin?
No, I just happy to be on the channel, and I hope you have success with the deck. I really like it. It seems like it also, I feel like the deck helps you practice defending a lot, which is also better, like, even when you're playing other decks, if you know how to defend well. So, like, the deck is good, like, defense practice.
Yeah, that's true. I love decks like that, like practice decks kind of in that sense. So good point there. And man, again, dude, you're pretty good on the mic. Do you have any plans of like doing YouTube, Twitch, anything like that?
I'm planning to possibly stream or make some YouTube videos because Chief Pat's really been wanting me to make some content, and I'm when I have time, like it's probably like after like my finals are over, I feel like I'll probably go into YouTube and possibly a little bit of streaming.
Nice, man. Well, looking forward to that. Certainly let me know when you do, and I'll let my subs know as well to be on the lookout and subscribe to you. And I guess that's going to do it for today, man. Thanks again. I'll include your Twitter in the description below. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, Ash.
No problem. Guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this spell cycle deck. It's crazy. Really enjoyed having Tin on the channel. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Check out my YouTube partner, Bren Chong, in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.